Hey beautiful Purely Fit friends, it's Lori and I'm here going to be sharing another postpartum diastasis mommy tummy update. A lot of you guys have been asking, how do I get rid of my mommy tummy? So again, I still am learning a lot about ab separation and the do's and don'ts and what's helping and not helping. I am at 19 weeks, so coming up, getting closer, each week getting closer. So I'm about 4.5 postpartum, almost 5 months postpartum, and I have learned a lot over these past couple months. I've still, just now this past couple weeks, really have gotten into working out a little bit more consistently. I'm still doing a lot of core reconditioning exercises. I already gave my top 3 along in that blog post. I gave a few other ones that are really helpful too. I've done a lot more inside a Purely Fit Life Club. I'm still doing those, just about, I try to do them always once a day. Sometimes if I'm good I get twice a day in, but that doesn't always happen. But the thing is, it's still, I go through days where, again, this is the morning, I haven't really eaten that much today. I've had a little bit of coffee though already. And this is what my stomach looks like, just standing as is. I still go through periods if I don't hold my core in and really engage my transverse abdominals. I do have still a little bit of a football budge, especially when I put the sports bra on this morning. I had it. And it's just so unattractive. And when I first noticed that, when I realized I had the ab gap, I did have a huge, it's amazing if you have it, you understand what I'm talking about. It's like this huge bulge that looks like a big football coming out of your stomach, and it's scary, and I freak out when it happens. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's very unattractive. And but just know that I'm going to be healing it, and I believe you'll be healing it too. I'll be continue giving tips and workouts along the way that are safe. But today I'm just going to be highlighting some other tips that you might not be thinking of that can really help start healing any ab separation. So obviously the first and biggest one is good nutrition. Make sure you are eating well. Michelle and I are big pushers of just eating a real foods diet, no matter what that is. A lot of fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, good quality meats, eggs. If you want dairy, good quality dairy. Just make sure you're eating overall a lot of less processed foods and more real foods, and you'll start noticing benefits in that too. Not just on how your body will start losing weight, but also just you'll feel better, you'll look better, and you just be more full of energy too. So it's all just double bonuses. So just focus on cleaning up your diet first. So going along with eating good nutrition is healthy fats. Make sure you are eating lots of yummy, healthy fats. Michelle and I are big promoters of healthy fats over here. We know that our individual bodies do well with a high-fat diet. So we love, again, we always talk about it, coconut. Coconut oil, coconut butter, coconut flakes, coconut nugs. Mostly coconut oil is what our go-to is. But other good quality fats or any type of nuts and seed, avocados are really good. Olives, olive oil are really good. Ghee, really good if you can have a little bit of dairy. Even high quality dairy if you can have that from grass-fed cows. And then also fatty pieces of meat and the fatty fishes and the salmons and stuff, so also really good. So make sure you're eating a good bit of fat. We recommend getting some sort of healthy fat at every single meal. Now we all know stress. I will also mention you need to find ways to reduce stress in your life, because stress is so big, and a lot of stress, if you have high cortisol levels, you have a lot of stress in your belly areas where it holds a lot of extra baggage. So just focus on finding ways in your life to reduce your stress. Go for walks. I highly promote walks if you have DR. It's so beneficial. It's a great stress reliever. If you need to take a bath, listen to music, diffuse your favorite essential oil, meditate, do positive affirmations, whatever it takes. Reduce your stress and take that stress off of you. Know that you're healing. It's going to be a long journey, but you will get there. Another thing too is don't overeat and don't undereat, because that, again, that just puts stress on the body. And I know it's so hard because we're all different. We're all from different shapes and sizes. So what's overeating for you? What's undereating for you? I can't tell you that right now. I'd have to sit down and really study you, your diet, your age, your activity level, and just be honest with yourself. If you're really active and you maybe not be eating enough, so eat more. Or you might be the opposite. You're really not that active and you are really eating too much. So just really take the time and evaluate. Maybe you document, write a food journal for a whole week so you can really see, and that could be a huge eye-opener, as well as helps you figure out what makes you feel better. Oh, I really felt good that day. What did I eat that day that made me feel so good? And just kind of replicate that day so you continue getting that good feeling. Okay, so I mentioned all the diet-related things are really important to help with your DR, not putting more pressure on your belly. Other things that you might consider that were huge eye-openings to me that I didn't realize, oh my gosh, that could be affecting my separation from closing or not closing. And the biggest one is constipation. You don't want to be constipated during this because you don't want to be straining and pushing and really putting a lot of pressure down there. So I highly recommend, again, taking magnesium, getting a squatty potty. That can help so much, and that actually will take a lot of pressure off your belly from going to the bathroom. So you might not really think about it, that if you're constipated or bloated, that can cause an effect on how well your healing is going. The biggest thing that's also to consider is not overdoing lifting heavy things, and that could be even from your workouts to just the day-to-day activities. So picking up boxes, you know, be careful of lifting over things that can put extra strain on your belly when it's not strong enough yet. Again, eventually I'm a big promoter of lifting heavy, not being afraid of weights. That's not what I'm trying to say here. Starting off on your healing journey of your DR, you need to just be careful of starting your weights off light, do a lot of body weight, a lot of light weights. And as you work your way up, as your gap gets smaller, you can go heavier and heavier. And of course, once it's closed, you can kind of go back to lifting a little bit heavier. Another thing that you might not think about, or maybe you are, but you're like me, that you forget. This is the biggest one that I forget, that I always have to consciously remind myself throughout the entire day, is not bending over. We squat. Squat down to get stuff, squat down to pick up your child, squat down to pick up that weight or to tie your shoe, not bending over. So that was one of the things that I realized, oh, when I really sat and watched my day, how much I do that during the day. I'm like, oh, Lori, stop doing that. You're hurting yourself. And so you have to really consciously remember, squat and do things, squat and do things. Squatting is so beneficial. Again, I did this a lot during pregnancy, getting down low, really sitting in a squatting position is a great thing to do. And again, that's how you pick your kids up, pick toys up off the floor. Anytime you have to get down, and I've also mentioned kind of goes along with the squatting, is how you get up and down properly. Is you need to lower down and go to your side. So again, when you're laying down to go to bed, I always go to my side and I lay down. When I come down to do workouts, I lay on my side and roll over. Or get yourself up, you push yourself up with your arm and keep your abs engaged. I know that that's a lot to remember, so just do your best. Again, I'm not perfect. I'll go through a day where I had poor posture, I didn't squat properly. So take that little, again, stress off yourself. Just do what you can when you remember. And the days that I feel like I didn't stand up straight, I didn't have good posture, I wasn't sitting correctly or just whatever, I go and do a couple belly breaths. Like I usually do 10 belly breaths to kind of just reset myself, reset my core, say, no, I'm healing, I'm stronger, it's okay. So quickly just wanted to kind of show more of an update and close-up of my belly and how it's doing, because I didn't really show this in the first couple videos, or I did me standing, and it looks a lot different standing than sitting. So when you guys see me standing, you guys, like a lot of you mentioned, I really don't really look, again, I'll show you, I don't really look like I have it. Again, during the day, in the morning, again, I mentioned it looks better in the morning, and as the day goes on, it gets a little worse. But usually it's around here that a little belly starts happening. So when I look down at myself, I see this little bulge right there. So I still have a little bit of separation. Overall, yes, it looks like I have a pretty flat tummy, and I am, again, very blessed and happy of my progress and how it's going. And I do feel like it's getting a little bit stronger. There are some days where I go like this and I feel a little weak or a little jiggly there. But I really sit there and engage my core, bring my belly button towards my spine. It is a little bit firmer to the touch, so I'm getting there. It's a long process, so if you're still struggling, just know, just keep going, keep doing core reconditioning exercises, follow some of the workouts on here, start losing some of that fat, do walking, goes walk as much as you can. Again, be mindful of the other tips that I just gave here. So now I'll show you what it looks like laying down. Okay guys, so this is me laying down on the ground. And what I usually do, I don't do this every day. It's again, if you do check yourself and really pick at yourself every day, you're not going to get anywhere. So I usually only do it once a week or once every 2 weeks. I'll check myself. So again, what I do is I just lay down, heels on the floor, and I just kind of feel around to get familiarized with my core and love my core, to just kind of feel around. I always feel still a little bit of jiggly around the belly button the most. Down out here, starting to feel a little bit firmer. I'm starting to feel a little bit more muscles coming in underneath, but it's still very kind of jiggly around the belly button area, which is to be expected, as I'm still closing my gap. Okay, so I just get ready, put my hand behind my head, fingers down. Again, you might have to go with more fingers. I always just start with 2 and then I add in more if I feel like I need it. So breathe in. Come up in like you're going to do an ab, and you just feel up here. I don't go down as deep anymore. Down here is a lot better. Small improvement, still a little bit deep for my liking. And this one I still kind of feel like I have to go a little bit more 3 finger, maybe 2.5. Again, it all depends on the size of your finger, but I still feel the muscles coming right here, so I feel like it's slowly getting there. I have a little bit more to go there in the center to go. But again, I just do one of my favorites, you know, is the leg out and leg in, the heel drop is another great one that I mentioned before to do. Some of the basics as well as side planks and stuff, doing stuff more with the bands and stuff. So guys, that is what my stomach looks like here, about 4.5 postpartum. I still obviously, you can see, have a little bit of an ab separation, a lot towards the middle. But again, when I stand up and I'm standing, I feel stronger, more secure. So I know that's also very important in how you heal. So just take it slow. I will continue to be sharing my journey on how my separation is going, if it's healed or not. I'm staying hopeful. It might take me a few more weeks to get there. Everybody, and another question that a lot of you guys have asked me, how fast am I going to see results? How fast is my separation going to close? It really varies on a personal level, depending on how bad it was before, how many kids you had. So just take it slow. Realize, don't compare your journey to my journey or to someone else's journey. So I've been doing this longer than 12 weeks. I know there's a lot of programs out there that say 12 weeks. You probably get great results. But for whatever reason, mine is taking longer than 12 weeks to heal. I feel like I'm doing, again, everything right. So I'm going to continue doing my core reconditioning exercises, being careful in my workouts, and overall, again, eating well, reducing my stress, trying to focus again on my posture a lot more, because that, again, makes me realize I'm, keeping everything more aligned, and just being more hopeful about it, saying my positive affirmations. It's a long journey, it's scary, it can be not pretty at times as well. Feeling your belly and it feeling just nothing there at the beginning when I first started out, and how deep my fingers were probably going up to almost to my knuckles there, not my knuckles, right here mid-level, and now they're more like down here. So it's not a huge difference, but it is if you're dealing with it. Even the smallest progress feels amazing that you're making progress and you're getting there. So I will continue to share my journey. Thanks again so much for joining me today in this updated video. I'll be back with more.